And our second semifinal of the night, in overtime, Brigham Young defeats San Francisco 79-77. With that, the Cougars will advance to the West Coast Conference Championship game for the first time. BYU will face top seed Gonzaga tomorrow at 6 p.m. We're joined by head coach Dave Rose and student athletes Anson Winder and Kyle Collinsworth. Coach, as always, we'd like to start with you, please, and your thoughts on the win.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Rex and his team. What a great season and a terrific college basketball game. Hard fought. Both teams left everything they had out there, and came down to probably fitting for how that game should end. A shot in the air that could have won it, and we were fortunate that it missed, and we got the big win. So really proud of our players. I think that it was just a real team win. I mean, these guys, we got some great individual performances from a lot of players, but as a team, I think that this is one of those wins where you just take it as a group and be thankful for the great plays that were made by our guys, and then kind of move on. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Take questions from media members. For student athletes first, please. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone. Please identify yourselves, name and affiliation.
Jeremiah Jensen, KSL. Kyle, those free throws in overtime. Take us through those. We know how you struggled from the line. How important that was for you and your team.
My first thought was just my teammates. I knew we've been battling all night, and I knew I had to make them. I knew I was going to make them because we've been battling so hard. So I just thought of my teammates, came up there with confidence, and hit both of them. It was huge.
Anson, with Tyler struggling from the field as he was, what was said as a team to put it on your backs and really tough it out the way you did?
I think it's just within all of us that we want to compete and we want to win, and we see one of our teammates struggling, we know we have to pick it up, and I think we did that tonight.
Jay?
Kyle, their coach said they were the best team in the tournament before the game. Did you guys see that, hear that, and get motivation from that at all?
Not really. We just worry about us and what we do, and that's just what we do. We don't have time for that. We got to worry about us. And they are a good team, and they were playing really well, but we just wanted to focus on us and how we play.
Amanda?
Kyle, when that final buzzer sounds and you guys won after such a hard-fought win and you're going to the finals, what's kind of the thought going through your mind?
Just relief. I was exhausted, so I finally could breathe and just catch my breath. But it feels good, especially with my teammates and I, when we battle like that. It just feels good to win as a team.
Anson, have you had time yet to reflect on just the fact that you're going to the finals tomorrow, and what does that mean to you?
No, it hasn't really sunk in yet, but I'm sure it will in a little. That feeling that we're going to the finals, we haven't been there before, especially in this league, and it's an exciting feeling right now, and we know we're not done yet. I've said this from the beginning that our backs, are against the wall, and we know we have to win now to keep playing, so it's another game that we know we're going to have to grind out.
We'll take questions for student athletes or Coach Rose. Jim?
For Kyle and Dave, just talk about the matchup with Gonzaga and what you believe the keys will be.
Want me to go first? Well, obviously, the Gonzaga is a very deep, well-balanced team that scores. They're one of the best field goal shooting percentage teams in the country, and this year have kind of hung their hat on the defensive end, and so it'll be a real challenge for them. We played really well in the one matchup at our place. We were able to get a win, and the game up at their place, we played pretty well for a half, and then they kind of put it on us in the second half. So I expect a really hard-fought game with probably be really physical up front. They've got a great front line. They really depend on those two big guys to score from them. And then their guards have so much experience that we'll try to figure out a way to to match up and slow them down. But we look forward to it. This is kind of where we wanted to be, and it's nice to make it to the finals of the West Coast Conference tournament. It's a goal of ours every year to try to win the regular season. It didn't work, and now we've got another chance maybe to win a tournament, conference tournament. So look forward to the matchup tomorrow.
Jason?
Dave, what happened offensively that last 6 minutes of regulation, and how did you guys get it turned so fast? Because you were pretty productive right off the bat in overtime.
Well, we finally got to the bonus in overtime and got to the free throw line and made a few free throws in the overtime. But we got stuck on 64 for quite a while, and I think we got some pretty good looks. But I also give credit to San Francisco. They guarded us and they contested shots and they made big plays. They limited us to just one shot. We couldn't get an offensive rebound put back during that stretch. We got, I think, one quickly in the overtime. So it was one of those games where it was just a grinded out game. And I think a couple times when our guys got free, they're a little bit surprised that they were open because, there wasn't a lot of space to be had as far as getting shots off.
Coach, Tyler struggled a little bit tonight. What do you think that your team does to make up for things like that when their bigs start to struggle a little bit?
Well, I think Kyle mentioned that earlier, that and Ants both, that this team is we really have a lot of confidence in our own abilities. Each individual player believes that they can make the next winning play. But I think what's really turned the tide for us this season is that they begin to really believe in each other and trust each other. And when one guy needs to be picked up a little bit, I think that even that person understands that the rest of the guys are there to actually do that. And I thought Eric Miko was terrific tonight with 11 points, 10 rebounds. Kyle had a double-double. Ants has 15 points. Maddie comes in and gives us great minutes in the second half. And so I just believe that our guys really have a lot of confidence in themselves, but also in their teammates.
Coach, you've won 6 in a row since that Pacific loss, and that's a loss that could have sent the season going in the wrong direction, yet these guys have taken it the other way. How have they been able to do that? How are they able to recover from that quickly and go on this run they're currently having?
Well, I think you could probably ask each player, and they would tell you, something a little bit different. But what I believe is that, what we just kind of talked about is that we as a coaching staff, we just challenged our guys to maybe kind of put aside a lot of the things that kind of bog you down late in the season and just concentrate on your game, your energy, your attitude, and then how it fits in the concept of our team. And we've had tremendous individual performances in those 6 games. And you can't just rely on one guy. You have to have a group of guys, playing their best. And tonight we get 4 or 5 guys in double figures, and I just think our guys kind of challenge themselves to find their game and then play at the highest level they can and within the team concept.
Coach, you've been playing with the lineups the last few weeks. Eric Mika hadn't started until just tonight for a few games. Could you explain kind of your thought process and why you decided to change it up today?
I just felt that what we were getting from Eric, I just wanted him to be a little bit more aggressive, and I think that maybe the message that he got from coming off the bench had made him a little more passive, and so we felt like tonight was a good time to get him back in the starting lineup, and he gave us a huge lift to start that game. A lot of second shot putbacks, scored, but defensively is where he was so much better. He was so much more physical, and I think he played with a little more kind of aggressiveness and he played a lot of minutes too. So but it really helped us tonight.
Coach, looking ahead to Gonzaga, like you said, you left it all on the floor. You had a couple players play 40 minutes plus. Are you worried about the energy that will be needed to beat Gonzaga, and how do you prepare to do that?
Well, I think that first off, just looking at it, is that they're probably a little bit deeper, as far as their personnel is concerned. But I think that you get in these championship games and these. The players, that's what they live for. That's what they prepare for. That's what they want to be. I know we'll get a great effort. Hopefully we can sustain it for 40 minutes.
Time for one more, if there's one more question for BYU. All right, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
University of San Francisco is joining us now. The Dons are 21-11 on the season. We're joined by head coach Rex Walters, student athletes Cole Dickerson and Avery Holmes. Coach, we'd like to start with you, please. An opening statement on the game tonight.
Yeah, I thought we gave a winning effort. Sometimes you come up a little bit short. Hats off to BYU. We threw a lot at them, and they responded, made big free throws down the stretch. Needed to win the battle of the boards. We did a better job this time, but I'm absolutely proud of our guys. I told our guys what they've, number one, what Cole Dickerson has done over the course of his 4 years. I remember him walking in my office as a freshman. I was just teasing him about it, so I'm going to tease him in front of everybody. He was doing a lot of curls that summer, okay? Got really, really big. A little out of shape, didn't have the year that he wanted to have. Came back the next year, and I make a lot of mistakes as a coach. I'm not going to try and sit here and say, I'm the perfect coach. Probably should have started as a sophomore. I should have played him and Angelo together. And he persevered and got through it. And then he sustained our program for a year when obviously there was a lot of turnover in our program, and everything was run for him, through him, about him. Every play was, he probably liked it too. Every play was, he was involved in that play and kind of kept the ship afloat when obviously it was some very tough times, and stayed the course. And then for him to have the year that he had this year, we had to make some sacrifice, with better players around him, and did that. A two-time All-League guy, will have participated in 3 postseason tournaments. I believe what he's left for a guy like Avery, and Avery's had a 2-year career, very difficult, came in here with a body that was not his fault, had some issues with his body. Was a 2-guard. I made him a 2-guard because he was dragging his leg around his whole freshman year, and wasn't given the job. You know what I mean? And he got the opportunity and absolutely made the most of it. And now he gets to carry on the legacy that Cole Dickerson has started. You know what I mean? And come back and watch the championship, and I'm sure it's going to be a great one with both BYU and Gonzaga. And I want our guys to watch that and aspire for more. You know, we talk about aim higher. You know, we aspire for more, to be in that game and understand what that game is like. We feel like we have a good team back, and I'm hoping wherever Cole is, because Cole will be playing professional basketball, wherever he's at, I want him to celebrate with us when we're back here next year competing for a conference championship, because he is the guy that's laid the foundation of that. And Avery gets to take it and kind of pass the torch and be our leader, be our point guard. I think he's got a chance to be the best point guard in our league. I'm not shy about saying that. And there's some really good ones. We saw one, and Matt's kind of a scoring point guard. Kevin Pango's a pretty darn good one. Avery's got a chance to take that torch, and there's a lot of responsibility with that, you know, and I want to help him understand that, but he has it all in him. And I'm just proud of our team and those guys in that locker room that are hurting the way they hurt right now. No coach will be more prouder of his team from this game forward. And I don't care how deep teams go into March. This is my team. I love this team. I would go to war with them. I'd be in any foxhole with them, and just really proud of them.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions for student athletes, please. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
I did all the time.
Questions for Amanda?
Cole, can you just talk a little bit about the battle that was that game? You guys changing buckets, you know, just the overtime battle that you experienced out there.
I mean, it was a heck of a battle. I mean, the bigs were down there fighting. It was the trenches down there, and we were banging each other and trying to get all the offense rebounds, all the defensive rebounds, and it was just a war down there. And then the guards were out there playing tough, and you know, you got to lock and trail Haws throughout the whole entire game, and I feel like our guys did a great job of that. And I mean, it was just, we knew it was going to be a war the whole entire game going into that 40 minutes and plus. So that's basically what it was. It was just war. That's all it was.
Jeff?
Avery, can you talk about what you guys did defensively the last 6 minutes of the regulation? They didn't score again. You guys were down 8 and gave you an opportunity to battle back. Talk about that.
I believe that we were blitzing them at the last 8 minutes and just to speed them up and get our guys going and stuff, and happened to work and stuff, so we kept doing it. And we got good stops, and Tim, Mark, and Chris played a hell of a game on Haas. He's a tough player. But that's what happened. We just sped them up by trapping them.
Questions for student athletes or Coach Walters?
Cole, did you guys ever believe you wouldn't win the game?
No. Every time we go out there, we believe we're going to win. Every game we played this whole season, we go out there believing we're going to win.
Jay?
Rex, you said the other day you had the best team in the tournament. Raised a few eyebrows. What would you say now? You sticking with that?
I would say I got a little Alonzo Mourning in me. When I played with Alonzo, we lost the Knicks 2 out of 3. We lost the series. And I would say I think we're the best team in this tournament. We did the best team maybe not have won tonight. And hats off to Gonzaga. You know, there may be a lot of Mormons mad at me, but I can give a rat's you know what about what the state of Utah thinks of me. But they won the game tonight. They deserved it. You know what I mean? They played better tonight. Like I told our guys, I wouldn't trade one of my guys for any player in this tournament. You know, not one. And I haven't always felt that way. You know, I haven't felt that way always, to be quite honest. And you can't trade. But this is a neat group. You know, forget about the hand checks. Forget about all those things. Forget about the fact they shot 9 more free throws than we did. Forget about the over the backs. None of our guys complained. That's a new thing for USF. There's a lot of complaints going on. Our guys didn't complain. Our guys kept fighting. Sometimes you come up short, you know, but I'd love to get another chance at BYU. I'd love to get a chance at Gonzaga. That won't be the case, but I'm very proud of our team. Dave should be very proud of his team. It's nothing. I'm not trying to take any away from anyone else. I love my team, and I'll go to war with my team every day and twice on Sunday.
Rex, just kind of interesting. You guys scored the last 8 points. They scored the first 8. And what maybe took a few minutes to settle in with the guys?
But none of our guys have been in this moment. None of our guys, I don't know if you're talking about the start of the game or the end of the game, but the only guy that's played in this type of game is the guy standing next to me. As a sophomore, I think we played St. Mary's. Cole was thrown into that fire. You know what I mean? Probably wanted to play a lot more than he did, knowing what I know about Cole. He'd been in that environment. None of our other guys had. So it's stepping stones. You know what I mean? What we've been able to do, and it's not me over these 6 years. I've had really good staff members. We had a new AD come in, and he's raised the bar. He's given us an opportunity. Charlie Cross is somewhere around here. He's raised the bar for us, allowed us a chance to truly be a good program. But none of our guys had been in that environment. So, we talked all day about play for each other, be the aggressor, and absolutely let's have fun. I think we were having some fun, like the first 2 minutes, but it was a little chaotic. We were a little fast. The one stabilizer was Slow Molasses. That's my nickname. I got that from Team Apex. They called him Slow Molasses because it takes a while to get going, but it tastes really good. He kind of kept us going. You know what I mean? He's a very calming influence for our team. Kind of kept us in the game, and then we just settled down. We settled down and started playing. And at this point of the season, I'm more like a cheerleader than anything else. I'm not a very fun guy in October, November, because we're trying to build something. We're trying to build our team. I think next year we'll be building, but we're building on top of a foundation. Now we've been in a semifinal game, and all these guys come back. We got 3 really good players sitting at home. I feel like we got the best point guard in the league. I feel like we got one of the Cruz is gonna have to make a switch to the 4 spot. You know what I mean? I think he's a really good four-man. Mark Tolson, the sky's the limit with him. We feel like we got one of the best defenders in Matt Glover. We feel like some guys that are going to step in on Chris Adams, one of the best chasers I've ever coached. Tim Dirkson's one of the toughest, hardest working kids I've ever coached. We feel like we've got this place, got it on a really good footing. We just got to continue to get better and find ways to challenge ourselves to get better. But the biggest thing is we just hadn't been in that game before. The environment, it's a road game. BYU travels well. I don't know if Gonzaga wanted us to win or not. I don't know if they did or didn't. But this is something you build off of. You got to go through these things. If you look at all the great championships, they go through some heartache. Very rarely we're going to see, like Kentucky, they won it that one year. Very rarely you're going to see that. When they win a national championship, a bunch of freshmen. We got sophomore, 2 sophomores in the starting lineup, a first-year junior college player, a first-year transfer sitting out, and then this guy. And now we need some other guys to step up, and we need these guys to take it to a higher level.
Anything else for San Francisco? Last question.
Rex, what were you able to do so effectively tonight to hold Haas to such a low percentage from the floor?
It's a team defense, number one. It's guys jumping to the basketball. It's bigs supporting and taking away tight curls. And then you've got great size in Mark Tolson. You got great toughness in Matt Glover and Tim Dirkson. I mean, Tim Dirkson's block shots. They're really fun to watch. And it's just for those two, it's all about will and desire. And when you recruit good players, you start to look a lot smarter than you really are. And there's certain principles that we stick with. And our guys know if we break from the principles, then you're going to hear it from me. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. Well, our guys didn't break from the principles very much. And that's why Haas had to work the way it was. If we could have kept them off the line, it would have been a